All right, so it's been a while since I've last covered the Brave Frontier Recoded news. I think the last time I did this was like sometime last year, I believe. But I just been missing some of these, honestly. And by the time I got ready to react to them, it was kind of like it was close to the other things. So I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna react to it. But this one, I'm gonna react to because I saw that it says play test possibilities, and so I'm super curious to see what this means. So without further ado, let's give this a spin. Hold on, let me turn this up a little bit because I can't hear anything.
Hello Summoners, Neely here, Director of the Recoded project. This update, we're going to do something a little bit different.
Wait, he has an avatar now? That's pretty cool. How? When did this happen?
Lights please. Firstly, I would like to give all of our Summoners a big thank you for following along with us this far, and we hope you're all having the bravest of holidays and are excited for another brave.
Oh fuck! I'm way too late. We're in January. This is in December. Okay. Hopefully I'm not. Hopefully I'm not. Because if I'm super late and I didn't get a chance to play this, I'm gonna be actually upset because it was me who didn't record this. So hopefully they're just saying like this is the time this came out, but let me shut up and just watch more.
New Year. Since this will be our last update of 2025, we have to go big and celebrate the end of the year. Another year of commitment from the community to rebuild something so beautiful, a place we called home, Grand Gaia. With all of your support summoners, we have been able to come together once more as a community to bring you all something fantastic for this update. Today, summoners will not just be hearing updates from myself, but from multiple members of the Recoded team. We will all have a bunch of news to share with you all and getting you excited for when we discuss playtest possibilities at the end of the video. Before we get started, I would like to bring up our checklist from Update 21 when the community has asked us what's left before foundational milestone number 1 can be complete. So looking at foundational milestone number 1, we have developed the foundation of the Bow UI, which is all the updates that you've been seeing us work on for the last year, this year, and a little bit more in the start of the project as well with this
That's crazy that it's been that long since I've been working on this. Actually, crazy to think about.
sprite controller. Skipping down to number 3, initial implementation of the cutscene system. This is already all finished. We can go through and recreate every story from every piece of content, every cutscene, every piece of dialogue will all be ready to be fully restored and recoded. Now,
Yo,
going back to number 2, the login UI at least mocked up. This is something that is very important to any adventure, much less just for Brave Frontier. So we'll be going further into that in just a moment. Now for the actual requirements of foundational milestone number 1. We have quite a lot of things. Some of these things on this list are already complete, as you may have seen from previous videos. But just in case, let's go through the entire list one more time, just to give everybody a refresher on what's necessary. We need the pause menu, chest, drops for items and units, in-battle items, Brave Burst animations, cure support, elemental effects, wave transitions, boss intro animations, guard animations, unit death animations, and more accurate fonts for the numbers. It may look daunting, but worry not, Summoners, because some of these things were already finished as you've seen in our previous updates. So let's cross out what's finished. Previously we've gotten done the elemental effects, guard
I mean, honestly, if you guys wanted to, if you guys could just use probably different things for like the menus and stuff. I'm pretty sure if you guys use like a different pause menu and the other stuff that you need, I'm pretty sure people wouldn't mind too much because it's not going to be from Brave Frontier, but it could be from like something Brave adjacent, or you guys could just make a pause menu from like scratch or whatever. And once again, I don't think people would be that upset about it. I'm pretty sure people aren't going to be like, you know, man, I was excited for Brave Frontier to come back, but they use a different pause menu, so therefore I'm going to boycott it. I don't think they would do that. Could be wrong though, but me personally, I wouldn't.
animations, unit death animations, and the more accurate fonts for the numbers. Still quite a big list of things we have to get through, but we'll check back on that later on in the video. For right now, though, Summoners, I would like you all to welcome in one of our newest coders of 2025. With every game, there is something super important before starting any adventure. And with the help of
Well,
Royals,
playtesting.
the introduction to the very first step of beginning your new adventure is happening soon. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming in Royals.
Hello everyone, I am Royals, one of your new developers for the Recoded project.
Hey, Royals.
I joined the Brave Frontier community in 2018 and had a lot of fun during the game's lifecycle. Unfortunately, I didn't really get far into the game, and some of my favorite characters I never actually unlocked.
Wait, hold on. Lelouch? Huh? Brave Frontier did not do a collab with Code Geass. Why is Lelouch there? What?
My favorite modes are the quest and arena, and my favorite unit being number 1212, Pure Knight Rouge. In March of 2025, I was scrolling through the Brave Frontier Reddit when I found the Recoded community. I thought if they were
I'm sorry. I'm just so confused. Why is Lelouch here? I'm not complaining, but like, why is he here? Where did they get this sprite from? Lost Claudia? Okay. Apparently, I've missed a lot in like these last while for not reacting to this stuff. Well, man, what?
remaking the game, maybe I could finally get to finish the story and finally get one of my favorite games back. During the Q&A, I heard that people could apply to become a coder. Since I had some prior experience with coding, I decided to apply and got accepted. After my introduction to the team, I would like to share with you all what I have been developing since. After exploring what could be done next, I figured it was time to work on the biggest piece of the menus, being the login screens. I've worked on it for a long time to create a functional login screen as well as a sign-up page for guests and registering users alike to access the game once we get to the testing phases. Just as the original game, tap or click the blinking text to give you the option to either sign in or sign up. If you click the sign in button, it will give you an email or username prompt and a password prompt to allow you to input your username and password or your email and password to log into your account. If you click on the sign up button, it'll bring you to another choice of being able to sign up as a guest or with an email. We would like to note by signing up you are agreeing to us collecting your data as we will need this to ensure your account data is saved. However, players will also have the option to sign up as a guest without your data being collected. Right now, if you register as a guest, it will bring you to a menu that has a button that says Generate. When you click the Generate button, it will generate a guest username for you to use to sign in later. If you need to sign in
Okay.
on another device, or if it gets signed out of the current device. When it gets generated, it will advise the player to write it down, because if you lose it, you will not be able to recover the account. If you click sign up with an email, you'll be brought to a screen that asks you for your email, chosen username, and to create and confirm a password. Once you sign up, you'll be able to play the game as usual. At this current moment in time, there is no implementation for multiple accounts for an email. That will conclude my part of the update, Summoners. Time to go back to Neely for our next announcement.
In
That was a funny transition. Okay, that's big. That's definitely big. Once again, I'm still confused on why Lelouch is in Brave Frontier because they never did a collab with Code Geass. But hey, things can happen. I guess they might be bringing their own collabs. I don't know. I am glad that you're able to play this game with an email account, or if you don't have one, they'll generate one for you, and you just have to make sure that you have it safe somewhere. I think that's really good. So, Brave Frontier Recoded. Let's see what else we have in here.
Incredibly done, Royals. Thank you so much for joining the Recode team and helping and build us even further to reuniting in Grand Gaia. But surely we couldn't get twice as lucky in our search for new coders, could we? Well, we hit the lottery, Summoners, as I would like to introduce you all to our second newest coder to have joined the Recoded team in 2025, FaZe. and what they have to bring to the table with us is a lot of content. Some of you may have been familiar with our previous battle enhancement videos 1 and 2. Maybe you can consider this Battle Enhancements 3. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming in our newest coder, FaZe.
Hi there, I'm FaZe. I'm one of the new developers for the Recoded project. I started playing in 2014 with the dual GX banner. My favorite unit is Light Kranos. Oh my god, I love Moth. I was in a guild called Wizards that did pretty well in guild raids.
Wait, hold on. What unit is this?
Hi there, I'm FaZe. I'm one of the new developers for the Recoded project. I started playing in 2014 with the dual GX banner. My favorite unit is Light Kranos.
I don't recall that unit. I don't recall that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't recall what that unit is. Is it summonable? I have no idea. I don't know what that unit is.
Oh my god, I love Moth.
Oh
I was
my
in a
god.
guild called Wizards that did pretty well in guild raids. Guild raids and Frontier Hunter were my favorite game modes. I found the
Based.
Recoded project in 2022, where I was excited to see so many other people with a passion for this game. And wanting to help out, speed up development, I applied so more people can enjoy the game. Since I've joined the project in May, I've mainly been working on the battle canvas, since that's where the majority of players are going to be spending their time in Recoded. There are lots of small additions that hopefully bring more life into the battle scenes compared to the previous ones. There's a lot to add to our battle canvas before we can consider this milestone of the project complete. So what have we added to the battle scene in this update? Starting with the smallest but possibly most nostalgic part of this update, the new sound effects. We've gone through and added the Brave Burst and Overdrive sound effects in battle. Revel in the nostalgia as your squad unleashes some of their most powerful attacks.
That just punched me in the face with just nostalgia. Like, you guys can't tell, but I was smiling when I heard those sound effects. God. And even like hearing the Frontier Hunter OST, man, I'm just getting hit with nostalgia. Holy hell, man. Holy hell. I'm gonna tell you, whenever this game comes out, I'm probably gonna cry. I'm not gonna lie. I probably will shed a tear once I see this wherever. Just I'm just saying, it's probably gonna happen.
After unleashing your Brave Burst, you may notice something new with our dungeon textures. The Heart Crystal, Battle Crystal, Zell, and Karma are now all animated. Another small but big quality of life feature to really bring our battle canvas closer to the original game. Oh, and we're still missing something else in your dungeon hunting experience. Items. Enemy units now have the opportunity to drop items after defeat in a battle. But that won't be the only way to get items. Let's have a look at our last update where we reintroduced chests. Chests have received many improvements, starting with the ability to drop items and improved visuals of the chest itself. Now it plays the sparkle animation when dropping, and it also shakes if there's something lurking inside. What could be lurking inside?
A mimic.
A mimic. Be on guard, summoners. The mimic is no foe to take lightly. Want to avoid the risk altogether? Remember, players now have access to the Wave Proceed function to skip these encounters. As you may remember, keeping track of what wave you're on is essential in preparing your squad for an upcoming boss battle. In this update, we've gone through and reintroduced the wave progression section and the boss warning animation, all extremely important features of making your dungeon experience just as exciting as it once was. And finally, players can better strategize their attacks by using the elemental weakness indicators in your unit's action buttons, informing you whether your attacks have elemental advantage against your foes. That's a wrap from me, summoners. I'll see you in
OG Brave Frontier had that, right? I feel like I ask this question every time, but it had that, right? It had to have had that because, like, I feel like it had that. I could be wrong, but I swear it had that.
a future update where we go over more exciting changes coming to the battle canvas in the new year.
Oh my goodness, it's so much new content. I think we struck gold in obtaining new members in the coding team. Now, let's take a look at our checklist again and see what else we're still missing. Wow, that's a big change. So now we have wave transitions done, boss intro animations, chest, drops for items and units, and I think I saw a little bit of the Brave Burst animations there at the end. Thank you so much, FaZe, for everything that you've done for the project, and we look forward to seeing what new content you can bring to us in 2026. Now, Summoners, I'd like to take just a brief moment and address a very big milestone that we've hit in our Discord server.
Uh-oh.
Because of you, the community, we've amassed over 10,000 members in the Recoded Foundation. Because of that, felt like it was time to celebrate such a big milestone. Please join me in welcoming in Jocab and sharing in one of the newest art pieces made from our artist team on the Recoded project. Once again, thank you all so much for 10,000 members, and we hope you enjoy this celebratory art piece.
Hello Summoners, I'm Jocab, advisor for the Recoded project. I'm happy to present the celebratory 10,000 members art piece from artist Vivienne, who could not join us for today's announcement. We hope you enjoy.
Aw, Keymaster Galena. Aw, you motherfucker. I think I never got you to drop in Brave Frontier. I don't think I ever did. Probably one of my saddest things I never did, but I don't think I ever got you to drop. I know for a fact you didn't evolve. It's like dumbest thing ever. He was so cool. Well, he didn't evolve. Anyways, art is sick. I do like this art. Sorry. I just like Keymaster Galena. I'm like, oh man, I remember when you were like the hardest the hardest event ever, and I never got you to drop.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful! The little slimes, they're so cute. It just melts my heart. Going back to our requirements for a moment, seems like the pause menu, in-battle items, peer support, and Brave Burst animations may be one of the few things that we have left before we can talk about playtest possibilities. But worry not, we're still going to be talking about that more towards the end of the video. For now though, Summoners, that was a lot of information to digest. So, I would like us to take a moment to relax and reflect and enjoy a very heartwarming track that we all know all too well. I think we're getting ever closer to seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, Summoners. I'm sure everyone is curious about the title of the video, right? When is he going to talk about playtest possibilities? It's almost time for a discussion, Summoners. But before we do, let's take a small break from all the new information we just consumed and relax and reflect on just how far we've come since we first started our project, and just how much progress we have made this year alone. For those that may be unaware, we recently recruited a very talented composer by the name of Faceless, who graced our ears last year with their remaster of one of our beloved tracks, Randall Remastered. It's time for a new track, Summoners. Please join me in introducing Recoded composer Faceless and their second track to the Recoded OST.
Huh? I don't recall this being a thing last time, but let me turn this up a little. It's my ears. Let me turn this up.
Alright, where's my tissues? I'm probably going to cry again.
Hey everybody, I'm Faceless, your music composer for the Recoded project. Some of you may have had the pleasure of experiencing my first track back in 2020, Randall Remastered. I came across Brave Frontier on launch when my friend recommended this game to me back in middle school. My favorite soundtrack from the game is Bonds, which some of you may know as Honor, the song that plays during the voice.
Wait, who the why? Sorry, why are there Code Geass characters in here? What is going on? What is going on, man? Man.
Text Karma dungeon. My favorite unit is actually an Alchemist Code collab character, Lafia. As much as it pains me that Lafia may not be in Brave Frontier Recoded, I'm just as excited as all of you for the revival of the game we all love. I came across the Recoded project when looking up Brave Frontier a few years after it shut down online, just as many of you, and had to join the community. A few months later, Neely had reached out to me in featuring my remastering as part of the project, and couldn't stop gushing about how much they enjoyed the new tune. It's always been a dream of mine to remake the soundtrack from Brave Frontier, and the Recoded project gave me that opportunity. After some emails, we agreed that I'll be continuing to provide more tracks for the community as we steadily rebuild our fanbase through the Recoded Foundation. I'd like to note to the community that during my time in the project, we will not be replacing any of the original music created, and will be an optional choice for all players when deciding if they would like to listen to the classics or the newly remade Recoded tracks. Another note, the newer remastered tracks are not in any way, shape, or form meant to sound better than the original nostalgic songs that we all know and love. They're meant to be a refreshing take on our next journey. Additionally, for any custom events and stories, we have plans for custom soundtracks that stay true to the Brave Frontier soundtrack.
Ooh.
As we get closer to the idea of having playtest possibilities, there is a very important track that we know all too well, and personally was a must-have for one of our first tracks before we hit our launch date.
The demo OST. Wait, no, you probably can't do that. You probably get sued if you do that.
I hope you all enjoy our second remastered track of the Recoded project, and hope you will join me in reveling in the nostalgia of The Summoner. Cheers.
This is giving me memories of like all the nights I would wait for maintenance to be over to like summon for characters and stuff. God, man, Brave Frontier at peak. Brave Frontier is the greatest thing ever, man. I'm telling you, the greatest shit ever. All right, it seems back up. I can just picture me just looking at the title screen and just, or not title, the main menu, just being like, damn, dude, I have all these units, and there's still something I don't have. Oh, man. Thinking about all the collabs Brave Frontier could have done if it was still around. Jesus, man.
Oh, man. The nostalgia, it takes me back. Just like I'm sure it does many of you watching with us. No, I'm not crying, I promise. They're happy tears, believe me. Thank you, Faceless, for yet another beautiful remaster of a nostalgic track that we love all too well. Summoners, for those that are interested, you may go down in the description and download Faceless's newest track, or go to our website, bravefrontierrecoded.com/music, and be able to download the newest track as well as last year's track, Randall, off our website.
Hell
Now,
yeah.
for a discussion everyone has been waiting for, when are the playtest possibilities possibly possible? As we saw in our requirements, we've already made tremendous progress this year, and with the rate at our team's developing, it's safe to say we may have something we could present to the community come 2027 or 2028. But why is it still so far away? It looks playable now. While this may look playable, Summoners, we are still vastly far away from being able to consider anything 100% just yet. We still have to go through various screens and some menu functionalities in order to have things like fusing units, evolving units, equipping the items, and of course, the summon gates. We can, however, discuss the possibility of getting something to the community sooner than later by working towards a private test demo. This private test demo would feature the tutorial and one expanded dungeon experience that players can start over as much as they would like. However, it will be a very limited experience just to give players a taste as to what's to come into the future. We on the dev team are ultimately worried about releasing a product too early and dampening our credibility as a team and our personal interest
True.
from everyone with the project. So while we understand that the wait may be long, we want to make sure we do everything right and not follow bad practices like other modern games have in recent years by releasing something we're not ultimately happy with too early.
Sparky Zero. Who said that? Who said that? That's crazy. And that cough came out. Sparky Zero.
So, we are going to ask you, the community, in your responses towards our worries with the release of the project. Would you like to see us begin working towards a private test demo sooner, so that maybe we have something out for you by 2027? Or would you rather we continue to focus our development efforts in getting ready for a pre-alpha to come in 2028 that would contain more than just a single dungeon experience? We will be having multiple polls scattered across all of our social medias, so we do emphasize to make your voice heard, Summoners, as you continue to fuel us in our passion to work on Recoded. And, if you're not already, be sure to join our Discord. We have amassed over 10,000 Summoners from all over the world, who are just as passionate as you are in reuniting in Grand Gaia. We do have a small incentive for those that are participating members in the community. If you join our Discord and talk with the community for a while, you will earn 1 star, up to 4 stars. Each star will grant you a 25% chance towards participating in any of our private or public test demos, and any future alphas, pre-alphas, pre-betas, or beta stages in our development. You can find the link for the Recoded Foundation at the top right of our website, or if you're watching on YouTube, in the description below. And our final announcement, Summoners. All applications have been reopened on the Recoded website. This will be your last chance to join the Recoded team for 2026, as applications will be closed mid-January. We will be going through and reviewing all of our applicants starting January 1st, and we expect to have all new members affiliated into the team come February into March. While we would like to note that applying does not guarantee you a spot, it will all come down to the applicant's skills, passion, and understanding in working with our team. Applicants can expect to get a response from the earliest after our development break, which will conclude February 1st. We will still likely have some sort of Q&A for January 2025, so stay tuned for an announcement on that if we do end up doing one. And that will just about wrap it up, Summoners. Thank you all for watching, and for everyone in the Recoded team, thank you all so much for your time and in sharing your talents with us, and more importantly, the community. It has truly been a gift to be a part of this team and to lead us all back to a place we all call home, Grand Gaia. It won't be long now, Summoners. As we concluded, from everyone on the Recoded team, we wish you all the bravest of holidays, and most importantly, a brave new year! Ooh, see you in 2026!
All right, so that was that. That was definitely something. I didn't think they were gonna have all of that stuff implemented. Looks like it's going pretty good. Yeah, it's like everything's slowly coming together. I don't know. I probably will vote on the opinion they were asking, even though it's fucking January. But I probably still will. And honestly, I'm probably voting for a pre-alpha build instead of the first option. So since I imagine with the pre-alpha, that means there would be more people who are able to play it instead of just like a few. So I'm probably voting for that, even though I can't wait to actually get my hands on Brave Frontier Recoded. You know, but at the same time, it's probably better if we just wait for them to do the pre-alpha instead of the other one. But I don't know. It looks good. You know, it looks like Brave Frontier, which is always a good thing, because with some people, if they're gonna remake something, why did my voice shiver like that? If they were gonna remake something, they would kind of take away a lot out of it and just build on it. I can't explain it, but it still feels like Brave Frontier. It just feels like it's Brave Frontier, but getting newer stuff. So always good. I don't have much else to say except I think we're back to reacting to these monthly, because I still do not understand where the Code Geass characters came from, unless they just added those in there for just to do it, but I have no idea. But yeah, with all that being said, Brave Frontier Recoded could be coming out in 2027, or I think they said 2028. Either way, whenever it comes out, you best believe I will be there day one. Probably not going to make too many videos on it, because that's not my channel, but who knows? Things have changed between now and then, but yeah. So with all that out of the way, thank you, Nelly, and the Brave Frontier Recoded team for all that you guys are doing. You guys are doing God's work by bringing this game back from the dead to life. So we all appreciate you doing that. Us summoners and people who may have heard about Brave Frontier in passing but weren't able to play it because now it's dead. But we appreciate you, and yeah, hopefully, everything goes well and we're able to have this game sooner than later.